Hi, everybody. This is B, and welcome to the A Knit Soul podcast. You can find me on Ravelry as 2013 Chick, and you can find the podcast group on Ravelry as well. You can also view the show notes for the podcast on the blog, aknitsoul.wordpress.com. I'm recording late today because I just got kind of busy this weekend. So I'm trying to record quickly, and as well, I most likely will not be editing this. So this will be interesting. um, First are works in progress. I have a lot, as usual. I started the second sock for a pair I'm making for my sister. They are the Rotation Rib Socks by Lisa Beamer, who does Fiber Nymph Dye Works. So this is the other sock. And it's really sad because she actually got this one for Christmas. And I told her, I said, well, yeah, I didn't finish the second one. So, yeah. But almost 5 months later, she still doesn't have it. So I have to get to work on that. Up next, my mom's sweater. I finished all the knitting and I started seaming it. So I attached one of the sleeves. I didn't seam it or anything yet. That's all I have. I just finished the front. And it really needs to be blocked because this part pulls it up. So it's too short in the front because it needs to be blocked. But it hopefully will be fine. This is my first time putting together a sweater. And the shoulder is a little, well, that looks worse than it is. Hold on, I'll put it on my shoulder. How about that? Okay, let's adjust this. Okay, so imagine the shoulder is a little gathered at the top. So I think I'm going to have to go through. I'm going to try to see if it will look better once it's blocked again. But if not, I'll have to go through and redo it. Because instead of starting at the top and going each way, I started at each side. So I started over here and went up, which doesn't make sense because if it's gathered here, it doesn't matter because it's under the arm. So yeah, so we'll see. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So let's not flash people. Okay. What's next? Okay, I already showed you that. Okay, this is not working. Okay. Next is, this is not work in progress. Okay, this is a mess. Alright. Well, I'll show it anyway. I haven't worked on it, but I'm planning to focus on this for this next week because I really want to finish it so I can take these needles and do a cowl. And then after I finish the cowl, which should be really short, I can start on my mom's blanket. So I'm planning to focus on this for the next week. Other works in progress. I started a hat called Sweet William because I was given the pattern. Gifted, is that a word? I don't know. That's what people always say though. But anyway, Indie String, who has a podcast here on YouTube, she bought me the pattern, which is really sweet of her. She made my day when I saw it. I was like, oh my god, oh, I'm so excited. But the yarn is Quinton Company Turn, which is a merino silk blend, and it's purple. What was I gonna say? But speaking of her podcast, I've been meaning to mention it for like 3 weeks now because I really enjoy her podcast. And I had meant to say this before she even gave me the pattern. Like, the two are not related, I promise. But she's a really talented podcaster. And she doesn't have that many people that watch her video, which is really sad because a lot of people are missing out. So I'll link to her YouTube channel in the description box, so you guys can watch her podcast. Okay, so up next is Color Affection. I'm making it out of Vintage DK. This color does not look right on the screen, but it's a little lighter and more warm than it looks here. Hold on, let's see if it'll... Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's better. So that's the first color, and these are the other two colors. I'm making it out of Vintage DK because I didn't want to pay an outrageous amount for 300 gram skeins of fingering weight yarn. And last time I made a Color Affection, I used, that's not in my drawer, okay, it's in my, whatchamacallit, I used Palette, which made it just too small, and it's basically useless. I've worn it like twice, because I was expecting it to be really big and like, snuggly type thing. So I'm hoping this one will turn out bigger, and also I just wanted something really, really simple to knit, like if I go to a movie or something, because most of what I have to really pay attention to. So that is it for works in progress. I have 2 finished objects this week. I have the drizzle hat. This is designed by Mel of Single Handed Knits. The yarn is Shepherd's Wool Crazy. And it has a pom-pom, which I'm going to add after I block it. I haven't blocked it yet. But I did the medium slouchy version, and I didn't do lace at the top because I just didn't like that. So I decided to put a pom-pom so that the last color, so it would be all of the 4 colors together, because I think I liked all 4 together better than just the 3 in the hat by itself. So yeah, it's not really coming across that well on the camera today. Okay, so next is the Etta hat. I did block it, but I did not weave in the ends. And this one I made for myself. Yarn I dyed. This is my first time ever dyeing yarn. This is Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool. And yeah, I like it. I think I blocked it out a little too big because it kind of looks like a balloon on my head. I'll show you. But this is how I usually wear my hats anyway, because I just cover up my hair because it's like too short to be out but too long. It's too short to be out of the hat. Yeah, that's it. It's just too short to be out of the hat. So yeah, I really liked it. I also did some dyeing. I did some dyeing this week on Friday. This is merino bamboo nylon, so it's a panda blend. The colors are different than they're showing up on there, but basically I just kettle dyed it and threw in red and blue and some gray, and also some neon colors as well. So there's like bits of like neon blue in there. and I'm excited to spin it. I've never spun with the merino bamboo nylon blend before, so I just got some 4 ounces off of Etsy so I could see how it would spin. But yeah, initially I thought it was interesting because I think the bamboo must be translucent or something when it's clear, because when it's wet. Because initially, while this was still wet, you couldn't see like the white striation that you can see now, like in the colors. And I was worried. I was like, now I know that I didn't get sold something that's not what I wanted, because I was about to be upset. But it ended up showing up. And the bamboo doesn't die because it's a cellulosic fiber, not a protein fiber. I mean, it will die, but just not with an acid dye. And the other thing I dyed was 8 ounces of Corriedale, and I dyed it these colors because one, I'm tired of yellow and blue and green. Because at one point I had bought some yellow tulips from Whole Foods, and I was just really in love with the colors. So I dyed a couple things that color, but now I'm sick of it. So I wanted to dye something else a different color, and I really love the Knittables Franklin colorway that No Makers did. It was a gradient when she did it, so it was big sections of white, yellow, orange, and gray. And like every week, I watch Knittables and I stare at the cowl she made with that yarn, and I'm jealous. Short of trying to custom order some of the fiber, I just went with some fiber I already have, because I have too much and I need to get rid of it. So I went ahead and dyed it. I soaked it in water and vinegar, and then I used foam brushes to hand paint it on to the fiber, the different colors. And then I wrapped it in plastic wrap and put it in a aluminum pan that I got from CVS, and I baked it at the lowest temperature, just because I wanted to see what would happen, because I don't like the microwave. It makes the wool smell everywhere, and I just didn't want to have my roommates have to deal with that. So I think it turned out pretty well. The yellow, I think I had a little too much yellow because it bled into the gray. Like there you can see it bled into the gray. But yeah, I'm happy with the orange I got, because I only have red, yellow, blue, and green dye, and gray. So I was happy with the orange I got. And I don't know how I'm going to spin it, but I'm excited to see how it turns out, because I really like these colors. And now I can stop being jealous of Knittables. That is all for finished objects. What's next? So, before I talk about expirations, I am not going to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I had been planning to, like, all year and saving up money for it and stuff. But I have a lot of wool already. I have multiple different types that I haven't tried before. And I also have plenty of yarn, and I'm just at the point where I'm sick of seeing it and I need it to be something. And just kind of irritated with it. Like I have a suitcase. Here's my suitcase. I'll show you. I have a suitcase, and this is full of yarn, and most of the yarn is in like plastic bags with the name. Let me see. with the name of the project I want to make on the bag. So where's an example? So like this one, I want to make juniper mitts out of. So this thing is full of yarn that hasn't been started into a project. So that's this. And then I have this, which has mostly projects I've started. This one is the second skein for the Ona shawl. And then I have a couple skeins in there just chilling. But, and then I have the blanket I'm working on. So I have all the yarn for that in a bag. And I also have just a few skeins, not too much, just randomly in a bin. And then I have, what, 1, 2, 3. I have all this fiber that I have to spin. This is a alpaca. This is 4 ounces of fiber. This is 4 ounces of fiber. And this is 4 ounces of fiber. This is not, this is like 2. This is what I was working on right now. Well, that's not, but this is. And I have some oh, this is leftovers from something I was drop spinning. So I don't know how much that is. And then I have these little guys, which are just some woolly cupcakes I got. They're just like different colors. So I have all of that. So I have plenty to spin for a long time. And I'm tired of it accumulating. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't want to have to keep transporting it back and forth every time I move. You know, I'm over it. I want to live my crafting life a different way. Because with sewing, I don't have a whole bunch of extra fabric. I have fabric specifically. I have some random fat quarters I picked up when I visited places. I have fabric for a dress I'm currently making. And I have fabric for a dress that I want to make next. And that's it. And it's not taking up an extraordinary amount of space. It's not annoying me every day. So that's how I want to start living my yarn fiber life as well. Because basically, like, I just end up buying stuff whenever I have extra money and I go to the yarn store. And it's like, usually I'm good about buying something specifically for a project, but obviously I've just got to the point where I've collected enough that I just don't want around anymore. So that's that. And that was kind of rambly, ranty, but whatever. Anywho. Okay, so explorations is not really, it's not really meant to teach you something. It's not really meant for you to learn something, but more sharing something that I have learned. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. I was about to say I lost a needle. Okay, anyway. I have never knit with double points before. And so these are size 4s. And just the brim of this hat is double point. And then I'm also planning on making a couple of toys that I need size 4s for. So I'm going to make those on double points as well. But I was just always afraid of, like, losing my stitches and stuff on the needles. So I never tried it. And actually, it's interesting. It's more, like, I feel like I can't do it, like, on the go or whatever. I feel like I have to be sitting down and have somewhere to rest it. Because it's like, when you're knitting with